if we talking about individual, I do feel like I'm the best. And I mean, it was NBA legends that's walked through here, but I mean, I got a ways to go. I'm still young.
This is Danny Green, and you are listening to Inside the Green Room with myself and my co-host Harrison Sanford. Throughout the podcast, you'll hear about our life experiences from wins, NBA titles, NCAA championships, to the losses, being sent to the G League, overseas, and everything in between. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Inside the Green Room with Danny Green. It is episode 4 already, Danny. It's crazy.
Yeah, man, we're racking them up.
It's funny because remember, we were supposed to start this during the basketball season, but this is just how life is now. Once you got traded, this whole situation changed.
For sure. And I'm glad we're getting them in now. I don't know how much, traveling during the season I'm still going to people listening in. They always been asking, when's the next one coming out? So that kind of keeps me on top of things of want to get that content out to them. So try to keep up with as much as possible during the season, just as, the same as we've been doing this summer, but it's good to get as many episodes as we can in the summer, man. It'd be, for the listeners out there.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a good episode. We have my interview with De'Aaron Fox is going to be listening.
That's dope, man.
Later. And then
big shout out to him, man, for coming through, man. Appreciate him coming through and chopping it up with us.
For sure. And another big shout out to Bria Hartley from the New York Liberty, who also hopped on the pod as well.
But hometown hero. She's bigger than me in my hometown.
Well, yeah, we'll find out who is better in horse. You'll guys hear that later in the conversation. But before we even get to that, Labor Day weekend just finished. Danny, what have you been up to?
I was working out in San Diego, man. So it's my first time out there. It's beautiful, really nice, great city. Weather's always great. I got a chance to be out there with some of the Toronto staff and work out with Kawhi. Get a little feel for him where he's at, some of the stuff that he's been doing. Some really good stuff. I'm looking forward to some big things from him this season. And I'm sure he's been itching to get on the court. All he's been doing is pretty much working out for the last 2 years. Kind of crazy. But it's a beautiful city, man. Met some great people and got a chance to get some good workouts and work out on the beach. Man, you can't beat that. Sand workout's tough, but it's fun and it's nice views.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you some more questions about Kawhi in a second. But with it, Labor Day weekend just finished, I want to remind you of a party that I had back in high school that you attended and how you might owe me some money.
Man, that's so long ago, man. So many parties in the basements when we was in high. Man, I remember those are the days. Yeah. That's a New York party for real. When you went to a party in the basement and you get a dub, what you used to call a dub on the wall. It's a different definition back then than it is now. But getting dubs in basements, that was a New York party.
Yeah, you're right. And the dub that you got in my basement party, you done left a gene stain on my white walls, bro.
I didn't remember that one. That wasn't my fault. That was her fault.
There's another funny story about that too, in terms of somebody who came to the party who actually collapsed through my staircase, but that's another story for another day. But in terms of these workouts in San Diego with Kawhi, obviously we're not there. There's no video of it. But tell me about the conversations that you're having with Kawhi. What is he saying about his body, his thoughts on Toronto? What did he say about the workout that he had with LeBron and Kevin Durant?
I didn't really ask him that many questions, man. He just said it was a good workout. We chop it up here and there. We talk a little bit about little. I don't get into details of, I'm not trying to get all in his business of what he's trying to do, with his movements. He asked me some questions, how you feel about this, that, and other. But it's great, man. I like the situation. But we just got the workout, enjoyed the city, enjoyed each other's company. But said his body looks good. He said his body feels good. Said I'm looking forward to see how he comes out this year. Everybody is, I'm sure. But I think he's antsy. He's been working out for 2 years. We played a little bit of one-on-ones here and there just to get shape, to get some contact angle. We haven't played 5-on-5 much. He hasn't played 5-on-5 in a while. But just to get some contact, some twos. We've done with, Toronto and threes, but he didn't play with that. But so we got some good workouts in him, and he gave me some good feedback. I don't know where his mind is at for the future. I can't predict or tell you. I can just tell you that the city of Toronto is going to be hard to turn down. After being there I've been gone every summer for the last 10 plus years, and it's a great city, and the fans are amazing. Just by the last couple of weeks, going up there for a couple of days here and there, of how they've shown me so much love as a Raptor now. So much more well known there, and getting a great amount of feedback, great amount of love, all types of different stuff from the fans. So I said it's going to be tough for him to turn down. But, so right now I think he's excited just to play. So,
yeah, for sure.
It'll be fun. It'll be interesting to see.
The fans in Toronto are going to be using you as a liaison to get to Kawhi. You know that, right? They might take you out to a dinner so you can take Kawhi out to a dinner.
I'm sure. They think I'm the Kawhi whisperer for some reason. So I'll take it. Cool. I'll everybody know. Yeah, cool. Y'all gonna give me all this? Yeah. I'll relay it. I'll relay the message.
For sure. Hey, if I could be like the Kawhi Whisperer Part 2, like 1B, y'all could throw me some stuff my way as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So while you were working out in San Diego, you did take some time off to go to North Carolina for Alumni Weekend. What's that like going back to the Dean Center? And take me inside of it for somebody who hasn't been there. Give me some insider information, some exclusive info on things that you guys might do or things you might have heard or seen.
It was amazing, man. The whole weekend, just seeing the guys come back from some of the guys from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. Those teams said those are the pioneers. Those guys that paved the way. And then to the current guys, just seeing so much love, family, everybody's family's there. Everybody shaking hands, giving hugs, and saying how proud they are. Everybody representing the school the way they are. Or they have. I think it'll get bigger each year, and just the whole, dedicating the court to Coach Williams was big, man. It was amazing. Hubert Davis gave a great speech, Marvin, an amazing speech, and his son gave a hell of a speech as well. He was funny, he gave a good one, and it got a little emotional at times for him. Got emotional times for everybody else. Some onions were being cut in that,
who cut the onions?
It was crazy. But it was good times, man. See his grandkids. Pull away, and you see his name on the court. It's the Dean Smith Center, but now it's the Roy Williams Court. So to see, him be honored in that way was amazing, man. I said it was a great weekend. They played some golf. I don't play golf, but they played some golf. They had some good footage of it. We had a nice little dinner. I went out, chopped it up with some of the guys, the girlfriends and wives. Got a chance to, hang out and chop it up.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of guys were leaving to go overseas. A lot of guys were leaving to go back to their, teams. So it was a good weekend before, guys got back to reality of things, getting back to work. So, had a lot of fun, though. I'm looking forward to the next couple of years of doing that, especially next year, yeah.
Anybody get on you for your top 5 UNC players of all time list?
Nah, dude. She was there, though. She was there.
She should have had some beef with you.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm sure he don't listen into the pod. He don't listen to the media, do Instagram, social media, podcast. So I think I'm safe with that one. But she's my guy. He was on my team. Actually, I got a chance to play against the young guys. And, she, Marv, Ray Felton was there. Ray was on my team. Marv Williams, and Shaman Williams was still playing. That guy
used to go in.
He still does, man. That guy is a professional, man. And his son is only like 5 years old. He runs a pretty tight ship, but his son is nice, man. He can play. And he can handle the ball just like his pops. But Shaman played with us, and it was a lot of fun, man. We ran the court a little bit. I think we went 6-0, and let the young guys play after that. But it was fun, man, to be around and just see Coach Williams, see all the coaches. And every time we go back, man, they got some crazy shit in there, man. They added new stuff. There's always new construction, new apartments. The arena, the locker rooms is better than the pros. 10 times better than the pro locker rooms. It's kind of crazy, but I'm happy for those young guys, and they deserve it. They earn it.
Real quick, is there a little one and done?
I'm sure he could be, but I'm sure he's gonna love the campus and the coaching staff and the team so much. He's gonna at least stay for 2 years, and Coach Williams kind of gets guys to buy into the system and buy into winning. And it's hard to win in 1 year, and it's hard to really experience college in 1 year. And obviously, he expresses the importance because he cares about guys as more so as a person than he does as a player, the importance of graduating. So he's going to push that even if he does leave or not. He's going to push for him to try to come back and graduate. Marvin, I don't know if you know, Marvin was the first one and done guy to come back and actually graduate, get his degree.
Nice.
And he graduated, I think, a couple of years ago, which was amazing, man. He was a freshman. He said he only did 1 year as a freshman. He came back every summer for the last 10 years and graduated.
And he was a sixth man when he got drafted too, right? If I remember correctly.
He was, he came off the bench and he was number 2 pick. I think I'm pretty sure he came off the bench, but he's number 2 pick, man. So
that's dope. That's nice.
For sure.
Before we get to my interview with De'Aaron Fox, I did want to ask you, the last podcast you talked about your time in Cleveland. You said Shaq used to get you in a lot of trouble.
Oh man,
I want to know
all those guys.
I want to know what that trouble is.
All those guys, man.
I need something to happen.
They had me doing stuff, man, I shouldn't have been doing as a rookie, trying to follow the vets. But I'll give you a story I'll give you two.
Okay.
The sideline dancing is y'all seen me on the sideline while LeBron dancing on the sidelines. That was one of the instances where I did get in trouble. And obviously it was disrespectful. I didn't know what was going on. I was having fun with my teammates and just doing what they tell me to do. David, rookie, you better get your ass out there and do, you know what I'm saying? And I got to do what they tell me to do, you know what I'm saying? So I did it, man. And then after the game, they pulled me aside, the front office, head office, I think Danny Ferry was there. Listen, we understand you're having fun. It's a business. You be professional. Don't do what these guys tell you to do. And I'm just like, shit, damn it. I know I should have got out there. But
you stuck between a rock. Yeah, you stuck between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, I said another time I got in the game. I said, you hit a three. You better throw up that goose. It was like a little three. Jamario Moon had this thing. He used to call it the gooseneck. And he's like, you hit a three. You better throw up that gooseneck. And then I'm like, oh man. So I did it. I hit a three and I threw up the gooseneck. I'm like, and then after the game, once again, look, you're a rookie. We understand these vets are telling you. Man, these guys are constantly getting me in trouble. I'm not doing shit they tell me anymore. But if you don't do what they tell you to do, it's only gonna be worse for you. So there's been many instances, man, where I got in trouble trying to do what they tell me to do. And but it was a lot of fun and I learned a lot fast. I learned a lot quickly.
Well, maybe if you didn't dance, the Cavaliers wouldn't have released you. You would have stayed.
Man, yeah, maybe.
It all turns out for the best. It all turns out for the best.
For sure.
All right, so we're gonna get to this interview with De'Aaron Fox and Bria Hartley, and then we'll get the mailbag in as well. So stay tuned to Inside the Green Room with Danny Green.
This is Danny Green, Inside the Green Room. Make sure to follow us on all social media. On Instagram, we are at Inside Green Room. On Twitter, we are at Green Room Inside. Also, if you want to hear your questions answered in our mailbag, shoot us an email at insidedgreenroom@gmail.com. Once again, insidedgreenroom@gmail.com. That's green like the color with no E at the end. You never know. You just might want a gift from me or one of our guests. Until then, let's get back to the podcast.
We're back with another segment of Inside the Green Room. Danny's on a break for this next segment as I'm in Houston, Texas, with one of the best players from Houston. Where do you think you actually stand, De'Aaron?
I think I'm the best. I think the only way people couldn't give it to me is because I never won a state championship. But if we talking about individual, I do feel like I'm the best. And I mean, it was NBA legends that's walked through here, but. I mean, I got a ways to go. I'm still young.
So, De'Aaron Fox, if you guys couldn't tell by now, is here in Katy, Texas, having a charity bowling event for the Fox Whole Family Foundation. What does this event mean to you?
I mean, it's just great. Honestly, just to see the turnout, because I didn't even promote it that much. But I mean, it's something that my mom's on, and it's really for so all the money and all the proceeds are going to the Breast Cancer Foundation. So. My mom had breast cancer when I was really young, so when she was fighting through that, and mostly in like elementary and middle school. But we would always go to this walk in October for breast cancer, and I mean it's something that's extremely important to my mom. And then I couldn't do it in high school because basketball started taking over. But it's definitely something that I enjoy doing for her. And I mean this turnout is just great.
That's great because now you can not just use your skills on the court to provide for your family, but to provide for those people who are going through those same battles that your family went through already.
Oh, definitely. I mean, once people get to, that sport, it happens a lot with like superstars. They always have a charity or something that they're really fond of or really love doing. And as far as helping, people, you always see people helping their community. And I mean, once you become a professional athlete, that's not all that you are. Now you're a public figure. And this was, I would say it's easy because, it's something that my mom loves and I love her and I love what she does. And, I mean, it's just easy to kind of, just put things together and just come out here and watch, older people and little kids, just enjoy themselves.
Mm-hmm. So originally your number was 0 because you don't fear anybody.
And Westbrook, my current favorite player.
Oh, yeah. Westbrook is your current favorite player.
Yeah.
But you didn't fear Westbrook when you first saw him on the court?
Oh, no, I don't fear anybody. Mm-hmm. You're playing against the best now. You can't go out there and be scared.
Yeah. So did you chop it up with Westbrook? Do you talk a little smack when you play against him, or is it just, you have so much respect that you can't?
Oh no. You can have respect for somebody, but it still gets intense. People still gonna talk. So of course we talk back and forth a little bit, but I mean, I have a respect level for him just because he's my favorite player. But I mean, I'm gonna go at him when we're on the court.
So when you talk trash on the court, obviously I know you're a big Dragon Ball Z fan. The Kamehamehas, right? Did any veterans like slow down? Rookie, you can't do that. Or
no, I don't be saying that like that.
I heard there was one.
Yeah, clip. It's a clip in Dallas. I'm like, I thought it was edited. Like I really.
Oh, you didn't say it?
Nah. So like people like, man, just say you said it. But like, I'm like, yo, I really didn't say it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I really didn't say it. But one Goku Knight, my favorite character was Vegeta, so I wouldn't even say Kamehameha.
Yeah. Okay, oh, fair enough.
But not like real, like for real, like I didn't say it.
Yeah, but on the internet, it seemed like you did. I was like, oh, he bucking.
Nah, they really pulled the clip from the game. It's like it's not edited at all. It's raw footage. And somebody said it, but
it wasn't you.
Nah, it wasn't. But in Dallas, they got microphones on the rim, right? Mm-hmm. So you would hear every word. If it's a swish, you really hear it. If it's a brick, you really hear it. So somebody said it.
It sounded like you. That was pretty tough. You like in Dragon Ball Z. With your hair, is your haircut kind of inspired by it? That I see it on the poster, on the advertisement for this bowling event. You kind of play with it a little bit.
I mean, I play with it, but my hair wasn't. That's not why. Yeah. So it's like I would say the last time I cut my hair was probably like junior year, but I was just growing it out. Like I would start twisting it, let it go, and it started getting spiky. And I'm like, I dig that. So I kept doing it. Now my hair is super long. And that's what people think it is. Yeah. But no matter what I tell people, they're not gonna believe me. Mm-hmm. But like, it really wasn't inspired by that. But I mean, I see where they get it from, and it's cool though. You know, people love it. Like a lot of people tell me not to cut my hair. Some people tell me I need to cut this bush off my head. But nah, that ain't happening no time soon.
You're inspiring new 2K prototypes with the hairstyle.
Oh yeah. They starting to put that stuff. Like I mean, I think a lot of players coming in the league with a lot of hair, so they gotta adapt that.
Right. Yeah. What's your ranking for this 2K?
I don't even know, man. Because I didn't ask my rating. I mean, ever since I got in the league, I don't really play 2K that often. Mm-hmm. You know, you be around basketball so much. I just
try to take a break. You play Black Ops?
Yeah, I play Call of Duty. I play Fortnite a little bit. I play like God of War. I like to play games that I don't do that in real life. Mm-hmm. Like I don't want to shoot about. I don't want to come from practice and then put on some more basketball. So that's why I kind of stay away from 2K a little bit.
Speaking of basketball, your rookie season. How did you feel when it came to the time where awards were coming out and it was Jason Tatum, Ben Simmons, Donovan Mitchell, and we didn't hear your name in those list of candidates? And what have you been doing this summer to kind of make sure that your name is in there for sophomore of the year, even though it's not in the award?
For myself, honestly, the last 2 years, freshman year at Kentucky and my rookie season in the NBA, I don't think I played well.
Oh, really?
I don't think I played well at all. I mean, I shot 25% from three in college and averaged 17 points and still top 5 pick. I don't feel like I played well at all. And then this year, I feel like there were times where I struggled. I feel like there were like 2 or 3 months where I had really good stretches of games. So I feel like I haven't played to the best of my ability, and I've been getting in the gym, getting in the weight room. Some you really gotta really have to transform your body. Playing in the NBA. So I've been doing that. Getting up a lot of shots. I don't have to work on my handle that much. I don't have to work on my speed. Like that stuff's there. My athleticism there. So I get in the gym and I work on stuff that I know I need to work on. When I was in high school, I was scoring a lot of points because I made a lot of jump shots. And to last in this league, especially at the point guard position, you got to make jump shots. So that's something I really need, that I know I'm going to need to do. And I'm my hardest critic. So
who's more likely to win Rookie of the Year, Harry Giles or Marvin Bagley?
Out of the two, so it's depending on minutes right now. But I mean, I would have to say Harry. He's going through a whole year of this NBA stuff, kind of like Ben. Mm-hmm. He went through but Ben, didn't do anything because, his knee was hurt. Harry was more so rehabbing and making sure he's ready. But he went through everything with us, practice, scrimmages. So he's kind of used to that. He's kind of used to the NBA physicality and speed, but he's not, he hasn't had the intensity of a game yet. But he'll definitely be able to adapt to it because he's a year older than Marvin. And he's also has a year of, experience basically in the NBA. He's a rookie, but he's not a rookie. So I would definitely think they're both great players, but just from the experience, and that experience plays a large role in the NBA. So I would have to go with Harry out of the two.
Okay, I'm going to let you get back to the bowling event. How easy is it for you to get a stripe? You any good out there?
Oh, yeah, I'm nice at bowling. Especially on the Wii, I'm nice at bowling, though. But
on the Wii?
Yeah.
Well, we talking on the
Nah,
we talking
both.
Oh, okay.
Both.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I'm kind of nice at the ball. I'm not like CP and them. Like when they be having a tournament, they be rolling 220s and 230s. I'm not nice like that.
Can you get an invite though?
Nah, I can't get an invite. gonna practice a little bit though. I live by a bowling alley pretty much, so
we'll work on getting you an invite.
I'm about to work on my golf swing. That's what I need.
Okay, fair enough. I appreciate it, De'Aaron. Take care.
All right, man. Thank you.
Down4 is a new social media app where users can find events in their area and interact with other attendees. Create a profile, follow friends, post pictures, videos, win points, and most importantly, have fun when you download the new Down4 app, available on iPhone and Android.
We're back with another segment of Inside the Green Room. I'm your co-host, Harrison Sanford. Obviously, Danny Green on the phone line with me. And we're going to talk about the De'Aaron Fox interview that I had in a moment. But, Danny, you have a special guest right there with you in Long Island, Bria Hartley. Bria, what's up? Thank you for hopping on the pod.
Yep. No problem.
So, thanks for coming through. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Anytime. I always come through.
So my first question, Bria, for everybody, so everybody that's listening can know, how do you two know each other?
Well, I've known Danny since I was real young. He always played ball in town. We played my brother a little bit back in the day, and his dad actually coached me for a little bit growing up, so we've known each other for a long time. He probably known me since I was a baby.
Yeah, she was very young when I was playing. We were also from the same hometown. Her brother was my age. We played on the same team. So my dad obviously coached women's basketball. So yeah, many ties.
Danny,
A long time ago.
Did you ever give her brother the business, or were you trying to play nice? What's the deal?
Eugene he was good. He was actually really good. Luckily we played on the same team, but we had we went at it a little bit here and there, probably middle school and their school. But he was good, dog. He probably stopped playing, I think, around high school, but he was good. Yeah.
So the one thing I have to wonder, Danny, is like, Bria is nice. She was a McDonald's All-American. Why in the world couldn't you convince her to go to North Carolina? What's the deal?
It's tough, man. It's tough when you got schools like UConn coming after you. They won national championships then every year. But, Carolina campus was nice, and so it kind of sold itself. So when you're winning, it's tough to turn down that type of opportunity.
Hey, Bria, he must have not sent you enough free gear or something.
Hey, illegal, man. It's illegal. NCAA rules. You can't send gear out, man.
My fault.
All rules in Carolina, bro.
Nah, I thought UNC was great. The campus was great. That was always actually my dream school. But I met Coach R.M. and it was just kind of this is where I need to be. They had it was a really good place for me to have an opportunity to play right away. And like I said, they win almost every year. So I got 2 national championships there. So that's always positive.
So you do have
can't beat that, man.
You do have more national. You got more national championships than Danny. So you got something over him.
Of course, man. You serious?
Yep.
I don't think they lose. It's a shocker when they lose. When they don't win one, it's a shocker.
Right.
So, Bria, you're in town, obviously being from Long Island. There's also the LeBron 16 event that was in New York City. What was your experience like? And for people who are listening, what was that whole experience in general? Explain the inspiration behind it.
I thought it was really cool going to the event. Meeting different people, a lot of powerful Black women, powerful African Americans in general. And I just love the idea of having 3 Black women collaborate on the design for the shoe. It's kind of like a girlier shoe, and it's a little stylish. It has the little strap that you can wear as jewelry. So it was really cool how LeBron did that, and he created that platform for African American women.
Speaking of the women's side of basketball, Bria, you were the number 7 pick in the 2014 WNBA draft, selected by the Seattle Storm, and then traded to the Washington Mystics. And now both of those teams are going to be playing in the WNBA Finals. For you, explain that feeling that you have as you see both of these 2 teams that you were once a part of, obviously the Storm, a lot shorter than the Mystics, now competing for the WNBA title.
It's pretty crazy. I just imagine I could be there still in Washington, or if I stay with Seattle in that situation. But, everything happens for a reason. I have lots of friends still on the Mystics and on Seattle, and I'm just happy that they have the opportunity to go and play in the finals, and then hopefully that opportunity comes for me sooner rather than later.
Did you find yourself pulling for Sue Bird or pulling for Della Dawn, just because that's, those are two of your former team, or not, well, Sue Bird was your former teammate, not Della Dawn, but pulling for either of those teams to make it to the finals?
Yeah, I feel like I was pulling for Seattle for sure. They've had a great season. They're number one throughout the whole season, so they've been playing really well. I think for sure pulling for Washington. One, because I want to go see some of the games and it's closer to get.
So, also, speaking of the women's game, because of the play so far, I know last year the attendance was up versus going all the way back, the highest it was since 2011 in terms of local attendance. And then this year we've seen, it's huge. And then this year we've seen an increase of at least 30% in the WNBA rankings itself. And you're talking about a summer where you're also competing with the World Cup. So it's nice to see that rating spike. With that talk, though, there's been conversations on how women can be better compensated in terms of the basketball-related income. Why do you feel that this hasn't happened yet, and why should it for the women's game?
Yeah, I think our game has definitely been growing throughout the years. I think each year our attendance goes up, and I think our game is really fun to watch. A lot of people who kind of knock the women's game haven't even been to a game or don't even try to watch it. So I think we just got to get more people to games, and once you get to a game and you have that experience, people normally love it and enjoy their experience. And as far as compensation, I mean, us women worked really hard to do what we do. A lot of us play overseas so we can make some more money, and we're playing year-round. We rarely have time off, so it would be nice if we're able to make some more money, we're able to stay home, we're able to have a off season where we can rest a little bit and work on our game. I think one thing that's going to help that is kind of the TV contracts. I think they talk about the women's game being on ESPN, but it's only certain games. Like I think even the playoffs, there's a couple games where like ESPN News or ESPN3, and they're not on that main network. So I know they say, oh, women's basketball doesn't get as many ratings, but you're not going to get the ratings if you're not on TV more often and putting the women's game on there more often so people can watch.
Danny, for you,
very true.
Yeah, Danny.
Go ahead. What's your Harrison?
Danny, for you as somebody who's playing basketball, and obviously the NBA, they get the 50-50 split with the owners, the players do. What is your opinion on the whole situation with the WNBA?
I mean, I think they definitely deserve more, man. They definitely deserve to be on TV more. I think it's part of our duty. The basketball world is a fraternity, whether it's men or women, and it's kind of our job to help each other out, push each other, get each other deals we deserve to have, whether it's contracts on or off the court. Just kind of like they do in acting. I think there was like a story where Bradley Cooper let Jennifer Lawrence know how much he's making for some film so that she can, I guess, negotiate for more. We should be able to do that as well. We should, take upon ourselves to try to help them get to the platform that we're at and push for them. So, it's a part of our duty as well, to help them get there, but they deserve it, man. They put up, they play well enough. They definitely put up the numbers, when it comes to, I guess, on the court. Just off the court is tough. We got to get more people, more viewings, more the word out, and it starts with local stuff. But I think it's big that things are growing, but it could be growing faster, it could be growing better. I think it's due to us. We can do more a part of it, of helping that.
Yeah, I mean, and overall, I mean, the women's game, there's just a lot of talent on the court right now. There's star power.
For sure.
I mean, and I'm sure there's some things that maybe Bria's not too humble to tell us that she can do even better than you, Danny.
Oh, for sure. They do everything better than us, man. Are you kidding me? They're way more fundamental. They play better defense. They listen to their coaches. We don't do that stuff.
Hey, Bria, in the game of horse, who wins, you or Danny?
In the game of horse?
Yeah.
I'm not a great horse player, bro.
I think I'll win.
Yeah, I'm definitely losing.
I think I'll be a little more crafty with the ball.
Yeah, I'm definitely losing the game, bro. Put a lot of pressure. I think. You're telling the fans a lot, man. Come on.
He got the shot, though. He got the shot for sure.
So when it comes back to the whole WNBA topic in terms of women getting the better share of the revenue split, is that impacting, Bria, is that impacting your decisions of what you're going to do in the off season? I know you were playing in Turkey last year, and I believe the year before that. Are you heading back there shortly? What are your plans for this quote-unquote WNBA off season?
Yeah, I'll be heading back overseas. I actually had a really good season last year, and now I'm heading back to Turkey to play with their top team. So, I mean, it's excited, that league over there. I'll be playing in EuroLeague for the first time, so it's great to get that type of exposure. I know a lot of people talk about the WNBA being one of the best leagues, but that second best league, I think, is EuroLeague for sure. And, I mean, I enjoy playing overseas, and obviously I make a lot more money over there than I do here. So, kind of gotta do it so I can pay my bills.
I always see a lot of my teammates, it's a lot different being a parent as a dad than as a mom, juggling family and stuff like that. Obviously the dads, I'm not saying that all dads are like this. They don't have a big role in their kids' lives, but I feel like mom's role is a lot more major and, a lot closer knit to the child, especially when they're a young age. So I'm wondering how, women juggle, the family thing with having a little one and traveling and playing. So, I don't know if you guys know, but Bria, she has a little one, and she's obviously more grown than I am these days. So I'm just wondering how she juggled those things.
Yeah, I mean, that was obviously an adjustment. Kind of something I just said when I was going to have them, just do whatever I can and do the best I can. A lot of times I don't always have it all figured out. I just kind of figure it out as I go. But during the WNBA season, he travels with me. I have a friend that travels with me, and she helps me out and watches him. And then overseas, she's also going with me over there, so she decided to come over there and live with me for 7 months, and she just watches him while I go to practice and games. When he's here, he travels with me from game to game, but overseas I don't have him travel as much because it's from different country to different country. So it's kind of relaxed over there. I try to get him to meet some friends. Istanbul is a great city. It's very Americanized. There are a lot of other American players there, and everyone loves him. When we were in Turkey last year, he was like a little celebrity. Everywhere we went, people were stopping to play with him, and sometimes to the point where it was actually annoying. It was like, okay, we gotta go. But he's learned to love the game of basketball. I think it's really cool how he's able to grow up and kind of watch my career, whereas most women in the WNBA kind of wait until their careers are over to have a kid. And so it's kind of, they don't get to see it. They just kind of hear about their parents playing in WNBA. So it's cool that he's able to watch me play and kind of see the impact that I have on the court, and hopefully that impacts him as well.
That's dope. I always wondered how that would look. I was talking to my teammates that play overseas, and it's interesting to see how the kids grow up in different countries. I always wanted to travel as a kid. I never had a chance to experience many countries. I don't think I experienced any countries as a kid. But it's just interesting to see how they pick up certain things in different cultures, and if they're going to pick up any languages. Is he trying to learn any languages over there in Turkey, or is he just sticking to English right now?
I think right now he's sticking to English just because he's around that. But I had two teammates last year that were Bosnian, so every time they would talk, he would kind of hear them. But hopefully, he's not saying too many words in English yet either, so I think we'll see more of that this year and in years to come as far as the language thing. And then hopefully when I go play for the French national team, he could pick up some French. And hopefully I can learn some too.
Yeah, that would be dope. French would be dope.
Well, one thing is for sure, when your son does get a little bit older, Danny, you're going to have to hook up her son with free basketball lessons all the time.
Oh, for sure. Sure. That's definite. That's the most definite. Me and my dad still coaches too. So, Mr. Green's going to be always in the local neighborhood. We'll both be in there teaching the kids, the youth, the next generation, man.
Hey, so Bria, I know you're right there with Danny face to face. I'm going to ask you to give me an honest answer despite your friendship with Danny. You ready for this? An honest answer. I need you to tell me who is going to be in the NBA Finals next year and who is going to win. Keep it real with me, Bria.
Who's going to be in the NBA Finals? I mean, with LeBron going to LA, I feel like you could never count LeBron out. That's going to be a tough matchup. And then on the East, I'm kind of eager to see what Boston's going to do when Kyrie comes back and Gordon Hayward comes back. So we'll see how that goes.
Danny, you heard that? Are you?
I did. I mean, she gave an answer that I would give you, man. I wouldn't give you a direct, these are the two teams for sure. It's safe to say, I would think, Golden State, but so you can't count LeBron out ever. And Boston's always a good pick. It's interesting to see. It's interesting to see how they stay healthy. That's always a big part of the playoffs, man. So as a basketball player, you got to play those odds. Whoever's the healthiest and playing the best, you never know who that is going to be at the end of the year.
All right, Bria, and before we do that, give me a quick WNBA finals prediction as well.
Ooh, for the finals, I think I'm going to go with Seattle. And I think it's going to go all the way to Game 5.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time, Bria. Go ahead and get Danny in that one-on-one horse matchup for me.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming through. Thanks for taking the time again. Good luck with everything in Turkey. We'll be watching. We'll be tuning in, trying to keep up with what's going on.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Music for Inside the Green Room is provided on behalf of The Cut Buddy, the #1 best-selling beard and haircut tool as seen in GQ, Forbes, and on Shark Tank. Give their website a visit at thecutbuddy.com.
Welcome back to Inside the Green Room. Hope you enjoyed the conversations with De'Aaron Fox as well as Bria Hartley. We're going to get into the mailbag for a minute, but just looking back at the De'Aaron Fox interview, Danny.
Yeah, it's always a good sign when you're your own biggest critic and you're as good as he is and successful. But it just goes to show you, how different the college game is from the league game. Coming out, I felt the same way. So much that I didn't know, so much difference from that level to the next level, and just reading things and knowing things and kind of perfecting your craft and finding your craft, actually, whatever it is and whatever system you're in. It's all timing as well. So, so for him to know that and to see, and also see where he's grown, it's kind of dangerous, to show how much potential he really has. So, yeah, I don't think he sucked at all, but it goes to show how hard he is on himself and how much potential he has and how great of a player he's going to be in this league. Just by that statement, I already know he's going to have some great things to come, man. So I'm looking forward to seeing his potential, see him grow and see where, next couple of years, I think he could be an all-star in this league for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting as well for him and the Sacramento Kings. As he mentioned, yeah, Marvin Bagley could be the Rookie of the Year, but so can Harry Giles, especially with him being able to sit out for a year, similar to what Ben Simmons did.
For sure. When you got that year under your belt of working out and understanding and reading the game and watching film, that definitely does help. But obviously he's a talented kid, so I have to be talented. You still have to work, and he would know he would know better than anybody with the work and the grind that these guys are putting in behind closed doors, since he's probably around them more. But that year definitely helps. It's learning the system, learning the game, watching a lot of film, knowing players. And that's the biggest thing in the league is knowing your personnel that you're playing against. And also guys not knowing so you come to the league, nobody really knows who your strengths are. So your first year, you can you have freedom to do a lot of things because nobody really knows what your strengths are. Nobody really knows. And so you can come back here with a whole new game and kind of surprise everybody. And nobody really catches on. Some people never catch on to certain guys' games. That's why they're all-stars. So they just get better and better each year. They're so good at it. Yeah, they're so good at it. You can't stop it regardless. So, but the other guys, usually he's a great shooter. He's a great off the dribble guy. And then they kind of catch on after a year and all right, we got to get to this guy. And they don't let you shoot as much or they don't let you drive it as much. But, he said that year definitely helps. And then coming into that year fresh with a new identity, it's wide open.
I got to say one more thing.
Go ahead.
I want to thank De'Aaron Fox not only for doing the interview, but giving me a good excuse to go to Houston because, man.
Houston's nice, man. Houston is nice.
Man.
Oh. Yeah, big shout out, man. We appreciate him taking the time out and allowing you to get out the city, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, Houston's fun. And I'll leave it at that. Into the mailbag now. First question, Danny. Your pregame routine. They want to know what you do from the wake up to the end of the game, or up into the game, while you've been playing.
It's interesting now because now I'm in a new city. It's probably going to be a little different, but usually wake up, we have shoot around in the morning around 10 or so. I usually get up, go to shoot around. They probably have a little breakfast there or something like that. If not, I'll eat after.
What's breakfast?
Usually I'll get something light before a shoot around, like a little scrambled eggs or an omelet or something. And then we have shoot around for about an hour or so. Then we stretch ice and get out of there. Then I'll probably go to real breakfast after that, where I get my pancakes and then get a big scrambled eggs, maybe some fruit. Try to get all of the food groups in the food pyramid, and then I go back home and then I pass out, man, for at least hour and a half, 2 hours would be nice.
Is it easy to get that nap in, like, or is it just like because it's just a routine you're in it now?
Well, it's easy for me because I'm usually up weird hours of the night, so I'm usually up late night, early mornings with the dogs and stuff like that. So, and either way, I'm good at taking naps. So I've perfected that. Sleeping at night is different, but sleeping during the day for taking a nap, I'm pretty good at. So it's not hard.
Okay.
I'm trying to get at least an hour to 2 hours of a nap. 2 hours would be great. Hour and a half would be perfect. And then wake up. They usually give you a pregame meal or something. Heat that up. Eat the meal before you head to the arena.
Go to the arena. What's the pregame meal?
It's different stuff, man. Each time, it's usually some grilled chicken, or it could be some pasta, or it could be some
no greens. Different. No greens.
No, there's some greens in there. There's always some Brussels sprouts or asparagus or something like that.
You taking part in those?
But,
You taking part in those?
A little bit. Yeah, I eat the greens, man. It's not my main meal, but it's part.
Okay.
It's part of the meal. It's part of the food group.
Okay, I understand.
So I make sure even when I go to dinners with my homies, I'm like, y'all gonna get some greens or something? I feel like the parent, like we gotta get some green to eat around here. We gotta eat some asparagus or Brussels sprouts or something.
Yeah.
So I gotta get some greens in there, and then I eat that. Then I'll head to the arena. Usually, I don't know about this year, but last year I'm usually on the court about an hour and a half beforehand, getting my individual work in, getting the feel for the court. So I'm at the arena about 2 hours beforehand. Get dressed, change, whatever, taped up, whatever I need, and then get to the court by 90 minutes on the clock. Get a workout in for about 15, 20 minutes. Get off the court. The next guy goes. I get a stretch. Some guys lift. I usually get a stretch, listen to music, watch some film.
What are you listening to?
Some guard. Depends on who's out right there at the time. There's some new Eminem out right now.
Oh yeah, he's been
some new Eminem.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And, I'm listening to a lot of different guys.
Yeah, Eminem's spitting some
college, I used to be a little more superstitious. I used to listen to the same songs, same music. I'm listening to whoever's out, whoever's hot. So I'm listening to music as I'm getting stretched, and then get taped, and then put the uniform on, and we watch film as a team around 35 minutes, and then get out to the court about 20 minutes to get some layup lines and get some more warm up shooting it. So it's pretty simple, man. Nothing major. I don't have any superstitions. I don't have anything I have to do over and over, but make sure I get certain things in, whether it's a stretch and I guess watching some film. So other than that, nothing major.
So you getting like 4 different workout routines. You like working out 4 different times during the game day.
Oh, for sure, but it's not heavy workouts. We're doing a lot of it's just pregame walkthroughs, getting the mind right, smelling the gym, that's shoot around, and then before that, another pregame walk, smell the gym, get the legs, which is the mind, mentally ready for being on the court, and then watching the game, preparing yourself, mentally and physically, just to getting out there and knowing who you're playing against. That's the biggest thing in this league, is knowing your personnel and trying to limit those guys to doing what they do best.
Is there anything that happens when you're like going through your pregame preparation that lets you know you're going to be on that night? Is it when they send you a certain meal, like when they send you
no, some days
spaghetti,
you feel better.
Nah,
you can just tell. Sometimes in that first, when you're on the court, you can tell how your body's feeling. Like, all right, my body's feeling pretty good, and you'll be making some shots. And sometimes it may not go the way you expect it to go. You can be feeling great, you can be shooting great, and then have not a terrible game, but you just won't hit any shots during the game. Or you can feel not horrible. Your body can feel decently, and you don't feel like when you feel the ball, it's not coming off the way you normally feel. It feels weird, and you might hit all your shots that day. So sometimes it happens, but a lot of times you can tell when you're in the first little warm up how you're feeling, how your body's feeling. Like, all right, today's gonna be a good day. I feel pretty good. And usually you're gonna go out, and some days you're like, man, it's gonna be a rough one. I gotta find a way to get myself into it mentally, or get my body right, or I'm a little sore from yesterday doing this. And I have to figure out how to get my touch, because it's not feeling like it's coming off my hands the right way. I know it's going to be a long game, but you never know until you get out there, because the lights and the cameras actually is very different. Adrenaline, it changes everything in your shot, it changes everything in your movements. So most times you can't really predict how it's going to go.
We got one more question here. We're going to save the second half of this answer to the next episode, because this one can go on for a while.
All right, bet.
Because Boris Diaw recently retired, obviously.
Congrats to him, man. Big shout out to Boris. I know Manu listens to a lot of podcasts. I know he listens to mine, but I think Boris might listen to some too. But big shout out to those two guys, and those are my guys, man. We won the championship together, and I'm happy for them. Couldn't be happy for those guys. Have you done, with the careers they've had? They had amazing careers, and it's been an honor to play alongside them, for the last couple of years.
I'm just gonna eliminate the Spurs from this equation because it's gonna make it easy for you.
Oh man!
And I don't play that game.
Oh man!
Give me what is the best big three of all time? You can't include the Spurs now.
That's gonna be tough, man. Yep. I think that it's hard to say a big three in Golden State because they have 4 and they might have 5 now.
Well, they started as a 3.
They started as a 3, and it depends on how many championships they win. They still have a while to go.
So they're out the equation because they're big 5.
Yeah, I mean,
okay, that's
obviously, my bias is Timmy, Tony, Manu.
Yeah, but that's
to eliminate the Spurs. So yes. I have to find the Lakers team, Boston Celtics team. You can always put Miami up there too. They have 2 championships with LeBron, D Wade, and Bosh, but I can't say greatest ever.
Okay.
You still have Bird,
McHale, and Parrish.
Yeah, you got those guys.
You
have Magic.
Yep.
Kareem
and
Worthy.
Yep.
Yeah. And then probably have to go with those guys, man. You got to go with Magic, Kareem, and that Lakers team was unreal, man.
Yeah.
That Lakers team was unreal. So that might be the greatest of all time as of right now, until Golden State continues to do some special stuff.
Yeah.
Outside of San Antonio, I'd have to say, yeah, that Lakers team with Magic, when he had a lot of greats around. He was great himself. He was amazing, and he had always had 1 or 2 great guys around him.
So this is where the argument kind of started with me and some of my friends. I noticed that you didn't mention the Bulls.
I was going to, but I didn't think of a
3?
third.
There we go.
I was going to Scotty, Mike, of course Scotty and Mike, but then I'm thinking who would be the third? Ron and Dennis?
Yeah, I can't.
Dennis, but if not, then you have, because Dennis was there with the second 3 rings,
the second 3 rings.
Who you could pick up? Who you could, Tony Kukoc, Ron Harper. They had other really good players, but it wasn't a designated third man. Until Dennis came along, then it was more of a designated third man, because Dennis, he changed the game a lot, man. He's gotten Shaq's head to get people technical fouls to get him out the game. 20 rebounds a game it's hard to do, man. So I'm definitely putting Dennis up there when he got there. So,
but
he's only there for 3 of the rings, I think. So it's hard to put him for all time against the Lakers team,
Well, the interesting thing about Dennis is that Dennis was never an all-star when he was with the Bulls.
Yeah, you don't have to be.
To be a member of, to be classified as a big 3. Right?
Maybe so.
You got to be able to hold. I would like to think that you have to be able to be the leader on your own individual team.
Maybe so. I mean, think about Boston when they have Ray, Rondo, KG, and Paul. Were all 4 of those guys all-stars in Boston? Were they all 4 all-stars? I think just 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
I think there's 3 of them at a time. I don't think all 4 made it in the East at one time.
Yeah. This is a debate. It's a debate.
So Ray was considered. He's still considered Ray. I'm saying one of the great. He's all-star at one point, but I don't think he was all-star
when he was in Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and he's a Hall of Fame player. You can't. Still, Dennis Rodman, I would think he's a Hall of Fame player. So even though he was an all-star.
So he's definitely. I mean, obviously, he's in the Hall of Fame. So was the Bulls a big 3 or a big 2, like a 2.5?
For sure, big 3 when Dennis came. But it's just that it was very short span. Like I said, Dennis was only there for the last 3 rings.
Okay.
So to compare that Laker team, you know how many rings that Laker team won? Well, Magic's got, how many Magic's got?
I think Magic got 5.
Yeah, was Kareem and James there the whole time?
Yeah, we gotta look into that. I think,
my history's not as good as not as good as it should be.
It's the braids, bro. It's the braids.
Yeah, nah, less thinking with the braids, bro. They're getting taken out soon. But my history is not as good as it should be, I'll tell you that.
Well, at least you'll make some history this year, and we look to make some history here in the coming weeks with another episode of the podcast. Want to appreciate everybody for coming on. De'Aaron Fox, Bria Hartley, and obviously Danny here with me. We got a special episode coming up, and then we will all be in Toronto, not just Danny, but myself and our producer Amjad Osman, as the Raptors have Media Day in mid-September. Until then, enjoy 2K.
Yes, sir.
Enjoy everything else about basketball. Enjoy everything else that you can until the season starts. Danny, they made you a 75. We're going to work on that.
Yeah, man, we'll get that.
We'll get that right.
I'm not a big 2K guy, but we're gonna get it better.
We still got to get that right.
Gotta get that right. Yeah, gotta get that better. It's all good though. 75, it's okay for right now. I expect what they probably think of me. I expect, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well,
yeah,
we'll be out there to prove them wrong.
Yeah, hopefully we can get that up.
All right, guys, enjoy your day. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.